Friends, now in Unit 10, the slug elements, lecture number 9, 10.7, general characteristic of compounds of alkali earth metals. This is the same as we consider alkali metals. So here you have to remember general characteristic of a compounds is there, and that's why predominant of valence of this group, that is predominant valence of group 2 element is M plus 2. Remember M plus 2 ion, and that is nothing but di positive, and oxidation state is we can say that plus 2. And here plus 2 is there. Predominant valence group 2 elements M plus 2 ion di positive, oxidation state is here plus 2. They form ionic compounds M, but less ionic than alkali metals. What is the behind it? According to just you see and periodic table, alkali metals at left side, that is a Linacre of Sisfal, and then second is Behmaka Sarbara. Okay, if you see the sequence at the time left to right, if we reach at that time we can say that here atomic radius is decreases in across a period. Remember, across a period, not in a group. Across a period it is a decreases, and that's why we can say that here ionic compounds less ionic than alkali metals. If we can say that here ionic compound is there, they produce certain ions, they release certain electrons. So here atomic radius is big in alkali metals, and atomic radius which is less in a, we can say that alkali earth metals, or say alkaline earth metals. Here alkaline earth metals is there. So here this compounds is there, they are ionic in nature but less ionic as compared to alkali metals. Remember this one. This is due to first increased nuclear charge. You know that nuclear charge is increased, and smaller size. Smaller size is there because atomic radius is decreases across the period when we move towards left to right. At that time because the size is very smaller. Okay. So it is due to this ionic compounds but less ionic than alkali metals. The oxides and other compounds of beryllium and magnesium are more covalent than those formed by the heavier and large sized member. Remember, upper part is we considered as, suppose we see this Linacre of Sisfal, or say let's say that beta mage car scooter, then Bapa, we can say that Behmaka Sarbara, okay, Raji, Bapu Raji, okay, Behmaka Sarbara. Remember this way, beta mage car scooter, Bapa Raji. That's it. So here just you see, here we can above this 2 is considered as, we can say that lighter element, and below of this calcium, strontium and barium, they are considered as heavier and large size. Remember, it is due to, we can say that increasing atomic number, and that's why we can say that proton, neutron and electron also increases due to that they are heavier below side, and this upper side is considered as, we can say that lighter. Okay, so this lighter and the small size members, beryllium and magnesium, remember, and calcium, strontium, barium, they are considered as heavier and large size. And due to that, we can say that these alkaline earth metals show certain reactivity towards. Here we studied according to first one oxides and hydroxides, second one is halides, third one is salts of oxoacids in terms of carbonates, sulfates and nitrates. We see that in this lecture continue oxides and hydroxides, followed by this particular lecture, and then we consider halides, and then we continue salts of oxoacids in terms of carbonates, sulfates and nitrates. Write down this according to your NCERT textbook and prepare it. Why this ionic compound, and why we can say that it is due to increased nuclear charge and smaller size. Remember this one. And beryllium and magnesium are more covalent than those formed by the heavier and larger size members. So beryllium and magnesium contain very small size, and due to that they are just not losing any electrons very easily, and that's why they form, they are losing electron but not much as compared to calcium, strontium and barium. Okay, they show ionic character but very less. So here covalent is more. Okay, covalent is more covalent than those formed by the heavier and large size members. So this is all about we can say that the starting of general characteristic of compounds of alkaline earth metals. Now here first is oxides and hydroxides. So it's a very simple. If alkaline earth metal is reacts with oxygen or say when we heat it with oxygen, it gives alkaline earth metal containing monoxide except BeO, that is beryllium oxide, have rock salt structure. What is the meaning of this? That means BeO which contain very small size, and that's why they do not form this type of rock structure, means just like NaCl, just like cube structure. Okay, magnesium is also there and different types of compound is there. They followed by this type of, we can say that, lattice structure, rock structure, rock salt structure, just like NaCl, just like cube is there. Okay, so this is considered as a rock salt structure. Okay, so this is we can say that BeO is not formed just like this way, except BeO have rock salt structure. So here the BeO is essentially covalent in nature because it does not give any electron, release electron due to small in size, and ionization enthalpy is very high. Due to that, we can say that BeO is essentially covalent in nature. Okay, the enthalpy of formation of these oxides are quite high. Just I gave that particular example. The enthalpies of formation of these oxides are quite high, and consequently they are very stable to heat. They are very stable to heat because Be plus 2, which contains small size, ionization enthalpy is very less. Okay, so ionization enthalpy is very high, not less. It is a very high. So it's a very important. Ionization enthalpy is high of beryllium, and then in a group top to bottom it is a decreases. Remember this one. So here it is a formation of these oxides are quite high, and consequently they are very stable to heat. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric, that means they react with acid as well as base, while oxides of other elements are ionic in nature and they are basic in nature. Remember, they are basic in nature. So just here sentence there, all these oxides except BeO are amphoteric in nature. Okay, so this is very important, amphoteric in nature. So MO, that means MO plus H2O, it gives MOH twice. MO plus H2O, it gives MOH twice. This is known as sparingly soluble hydroxides. That means what? Suppose we take here instead of MgO, magnesium oxide is there. If we dissolve in water, it gives MgOH twice, which is considered as sparingly soluble salts. Okay, so this is very important. Another, suppose we consider another elements, calcium. So calcium oxide plus water molecule, it gives COH twice, which is also called snake line. So sparingly soluble hydroxides here obtained. Okay, and the solubility, thermostability and basic character of these hydroxides increases atomic number from magnesium hydroxide to barium hydroxide. Remember, BeOH twice and MgOH twice, just we can say that due to small size of Be plus 2 and Mg plus 2, OH minus is a bigger size, and that's why we can say that they are not completely react. Okay, and that's why that hydroxides we can decrease. Basic character is also decreased, thermostability decrease, the solubility is decreased as compared to higher or say larger size containing heavier element, calcium, strontium and barium. So here MgOH twice and barium to barium hydroxide, that is magnesium hydroxide to barium hydroxide. Remember here ionic size is very important. Due to ionic size is very less, or say ionic radius is very less, and that's why this particular reaction, whatever the thermostability, basic character and the solubility, we can say that it is a decreases. But down the group, when atomic number increase from magnesium to barium, at that time we can say that it increases down the group, top to bottom. Remember, this is very important. However, less basic and less stable than these alkaline earth metal are less basic and less stable than alkali metal hydroxides. Remember, this is very simple. Just I explained it earlier also. It is very easy. You have to remember that alkali metals contain big size and this alkaline earth metal contains small size. Due to that small size is there, so ionization enthalpy required more, and that's why less basic and less stable. Another which is very important, beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric in nature. Write down these two reactions. It is very simple. Beryllium hydroxide when reacts with OH minus means basic. This is known as basic solution. So here it is reacts with basic compound. It gives beryllium, we can say that berylate ion. Complex is formed. Berylate ion is formed. Same way, this beryllium hydroxide undergoes reaction with hydrochloric acid, which is known as acid. In presence of 2 moles of water molecule, it gives BeOH4Cl2. So this type of, we can say, complex is formed. This BeOH twice is creating dual reaction. That means it is reacts with acid as well as it reacts with base. That's why it is known as amphoteric. This word is very important. Make a list of amphoteric, basic and acidic oxides or hydroxides. When you finish this chapter number, we can say that unit 10 and unit 11 at that time you make a list, so it becomes very easy. So this lecture is now complete. Okay, this topic is finished. Now here another halides. That is another characteristic of alkaline earth metal in terms of halides. Except for BeH2, that is beryllium halide. All other halides of alkaline earth metals are ionic in nature. You know this very well. BeH2 are essentially covalent and soluble in organic solvent. So BeCl2 has a chain structure in the solid state. Just you see chain structure is there. BeCl, 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 that's way. And here in vapor phase what happens? This BeCl is there, this BeCl is there, this BeCl is there. They are bonded with, we can see that this bridge type. So you see here chloro bridge dimer takes place. This is one atom of BeCl2, this is another atom of BeCl2, and here this type of, we can say, bridge like structure or say chloro bridge dimer. Dimer means what? Two molecule, that is dimer, which dissociates into linear monomer at 1200 Kelvin high temperature. Remember this one, at 1200 Kelvin high temperature. So this is a very important topic. In vapor phase, BeCl2 tends to form chloro bridge dimer, which dissociates into linear monomer at 1200 Kelvin high temperature. If given this temperature to this particular, we can say the chloro bridge dimer at a time up to 1200 Kelvin, it converts in terms of linear, or say we can say that linear monomers. Okay. The tendency to form halides, hydrates gradually decreases. That means what? Due to hydration enthalpy decreases. Remember this one, hydration enthalpy decreases, and that's why the tendency to form halides, hydrates gradually decreases. For example, MgCl2 8H2O, CaCl2 6H2O, SrCl2 6H2O, BaCl2 2H2O. Down the group, that means when we go down the group, at that time hydration enthalpy decreases, and due to that we can say that these halide hydrates, this formation is also, we can say that, decreases. The dehydration of hydrated chlorides, bromides and iodides of calcium, strontium and barium can be achieved on heating. Remember, can be achieved on heating. However, the corresponding hydrated halides of beryllium and magnesium on heating suffer hydrolysis. So they are converted in terms of hydrolysis. They are give different types of oxides. Okay, so here we can say that here achieve certain on heating, and iodides, calcium, strontium and barium in terms of chloride, bromide and iodides obtained. Next one, the fluorides are, this is very simple, relatively less soluble than chlorides owing to their high lattice energies, because fluoride is a, we can say that, first element of 17 group, and they are small in size. So this F minus is there, another is chloride Cl minus is there, which is a big in size or say larger in size. That's why relatively less soluble than the chlorides owing to their high lattice energy. So this is all about halides. Write down, make a screenshot. Now here, salts of oxoacids. So this is a very important topic. Carbonates, sulfates and nitrates. So how carbonates become salt, just oxoacid? C double bond O negative, and here just you see O negative is there. Valency of carbon atom is 4. Oxygen negative, and here double bond O. So here oxygen and here carbon is there and double bond O is there, and that's why it is considered as oxoacids. So carbonates of this group 2 are insoluble in water. Remember, insoluble in water and can be precipitated by addition of ammonium carbonate or potassium carbonate or say sodium carbonate solution to a solution of a soluble salt of these metals. So this is a very easy topic. These carbonates are obtained because they are water insoluble, can be precipitated by addition of ammonium carbonate or sodium carbonate. So this solution become soluble salt of these metals. So this solubility of carbonate in water decreases as the atomic number of the metal ion increases. This is a very easy way because solubility is decreases as the atomic number of metal ion increases. So due to we can say that atomic mass, also we can say that we have ionic size is also we can say increase, and due to that here carbonate is water insoluble. Okay, so here decreases as the atomic number of metal ion increases. Metal carbonate, when we heat it at that time it gives carbon dioxide and different types of oxides. So barium carbonate is unstable. Right now this is unstable and can be kept only in the atmosphere of carbon dioxide. Okay, so barium carbonate is unstable. Why it is unstable? Because Be plus, once again same reason, Be plus 2 and CO3 minus 2 is there. Be plus 2 ionic size is very less, and CO2 minus 3, CO3 minus 2, this is contain very large molecule, and that's why it's unstable and can be kept only in the atmosphere of carbon dioxide. The thermal stability increases with increasing cationic size. Thermal stability increases when you increase we can say thermal stability increases with increasing cationic size. Cationic size increases, and that's why we can say that cationic size increases. It's indicate that ionization enthalpy is decreases. Dehydration enthalpy is also decreases, and that's why we can say that thermal stability increases with increasing cationic size. Next one, this is all about carbonates. Just to write down according to your we can say textbook. B is sulfate. Once again, just we write S double bond O. Here O minus, and once again double bond O, and this is nothing but sulfate ion. S double bond O, O negative, SO4 minus 2 charge. It is known as one type of oxoacids. This oxygen is attached with hydrogen, so it is nothing but H2SO4. So here double bond O is there, and that's why it is considered as we can say that oxoacid according to our earlier lecture. Just we give a definition in alkali metals. They all are white, solid, and stable to heat. They all are white, solid, and stable to heat. Beryllium sulfate and magnesium sulfate are readily soluble in water. The solubility decreases from calcium sulfate to magnesium sulfate. This is due to beryllium sulfate and magnesium sulfate. Beryllium sulfate and magnesium sulfate, in which Be plus 2 and Mg plus 2 they contain in very small size, and that's why they are readily soluble in water. Okay, and the solubility decreases from calcium sulfate and barium sulfate because calcium Ca plus 2 and Ba plus 2 they possess a very, we can say the ionic radius is very large, or say we can say that they are heavier. Okay, or say large cationic metal Ca plus 2 and Ba plus 2, and that's why the solubility is decreases. The greater hydration enthalpies of Be plus 2 and Mg plus 2 ions overcome the lattice enthalpy is also high. Okay, so lattice enthalpy factor, and therefore their sulfates are soluble in water. Once again, the hydration enthalpies of Be plus 2 and Mg plus 2 ions overcome, that means they are higher, overcome the lattice enthalpy is also higher factor, and therefore their sulfates are soluble in water. So this is all about here sulfate. Next one is a nitrates. Structure of nitrates is this one, and here double bond O negative. Suppose we write here and here another terms we can say that HNO3. Okay, so here suppose we write H, so this is nothing but HNO3 structure, and this nitrates is there, and that's why here O minus is attached with nitrogen, and nitrogen double bond O, that's why it is considered as oxoacids. So this carbonates, how it is prepared? Carbonate when reacts with dilute nitric acid as a dissolution gives nitrates. Carbonate plus dilute nitric acid. So suppose we write here CO3 minus 2. CO3 minus 2, and here dilute HNO3 is there. So H2CO3, and here suppose we take any metal MCO3, okay, M plus 2 and CO3. So here it produced, we can say that M CO3 minus 2 which is reacts with H2 another H plus and CO3 minus 2, it gives H2CO3, and metal nitrate is obtained in terms of we can say different metals. Magnesium nitrate crystallizes with 6 molecules of water. Magnesium nitrate crystallization takes place with 6 molecules of water, whereas barium nitrate crystallizes as the anhydrous salt. Barium nitrate do not possess any hydrate form, but they are anhydrous salt. This again shows a decreasing tendency to form hydrates with increasing size. Size is increased because barium is a, we can say that, larger size, and decreasing hydration enthalpy. When we go top to bottom, at that time hydration enthalpy is decreases, but we can say that ionic size is increases, and that's why this type of, we can say that, formation takes place. Barium nitrate crystallizes as the anhydrous salt. Magnesium, which possesses less ionic size, and that's why crystallizes with 6 molecules of water. They attract water very easily, and that's why they crystallize with 6 molecules of water. Whereas barium nitrate crystallizes as the anhydrous salt. Okay, this again shows, okay, another twice MnO3 twice delta. That means this metal alkaline earth metal is there, nitrate is there. So this alkaline earth metal containing nitrate, if we hit at a time, here metal is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium or barium, it gives metal oxide plus 4 moles of nitrogen dioxide and dioxygen gas or oxygen gas is released. So this is we can say that here metal oxide is obtained. Okay, so all elements of nitrates, all elements of group 2 or say alkaline earth metal containing nitrates, when we heat, it decomposes in the form of metal oxide. So this is all about here salts of oxoacids, carbonates, sulfates and nitrates. Write down from your textbook. Make it take this screenshot, and remember, this is a very easy topic. Just you have to remember traits in periodic table, and according to that, which one is once again ionic size, ionization enthalpy, hydration enthalpy, lattice enthalpy. That word if you remember, then it becomes very easy for you to prepare. So write down this. Okay, now here also in alkaline earth metal 10.8, anomalous behavior of beryllium. That means beryllium, how they differ according to, we can say, different elements, just like magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium, how they differ. So it's a very important. So here first member of group 2 is beryllium. First of all, remember, first member of group 2 is beryllium. Shows diagonal relationship to aluminum. It is not shown by magnesium, also different, but here this beryllium shows the diagonal relationship to aluminum. So here just you see beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. This is considered as alkaline earth metal, and then between that d orbital is there. But when it is finished at that time, just you see another, we can say that beryllium and then boron is there. So boron and then we can say that aluminum is there. So there is a relation, we can say the diagonal relationship according to aluminum. Magnesium is there, but magnesium next to is aluminum. That means next element is aluminum, and that shows diagonal relationships. Okay, magnesium does not show this type of relationship. So here diagonal relationship means what? The properties may be same, and that we discuss later on. So here beryllium has exceptionally small atomic radius, you know this one, and ionic size. Small atomic and ionic size, and thus does not compare well with other members of the group. So you remember this one, beryllium is the first member of the group, and that's why their atomic size and ionic size is very small, okay, and does not compare well with other members of the group because of, what is the reason? High ionization enthalpy and small size. It forms compounds which are largely covalent and get easily hydrolyzed. Once again, this sentence is very important. Because of high ionization enthalpy and small size, it forms compounds which are largely covalent and get easily hydrolyzed. They are not ionic, but they are covalent and get easily hydrolyzed. So this is one we can say anomalous behavior. Second is beryllium does not exhibit coordination number more than 4. What is reason? Because just you see electronic configuration of beryllium, Z is equal to 4. At that time we can say that He core, and here 2s2 and here 2p0. So just you see how many orbital is there? 2s2 and 2p0 is there. Suppose in excited state this 2s2 just give electron to 2p. Here x, here y, and here z. So 1 is there. So how many orbital is there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. And that's why 4 orbital is there. And due to that, maximum coordination number is 4. Remember, this is a very easy. If you know electronic configuration, then it becomes very easy. In excited state, they give electrons to 2px1, and that's why 2s1, 2px1, 2py0 and 2pz0 is there. So how many orbital is there? 1 2s, that is 1 2s orbital, and 3 2px, 2py and 2pz. That is particular 3. We can say p orbital is there, and due to that 4 orbitals are there, and that's why it is written. Okay, the remaining members of the group can coordination number of 6. What is this? Just you understand here once again with the help of, we can say that example. Suppose we take magnesium. Here Z is equal to 12. So here Ne is there, Ne core. So here 3s2, here 3p0, and here 3d is also obtained. So here just you see 3s2, 3p0, 3d0. Suppose this electron donated towards this 3p1. So 3s1, 3p1. Okay, and 3d is also there. That means suppose 6 members are there. Suppose 6 is there. So 3s, 3p is we can say that another 3. So 1 is 3s, 3px, 3py, 3pz. So 3 plus 1 4, and 3d from that only 2. So another 2 orbital of this, and that's why maximum. How many we can say coordination number of this? 6 by making use of d orbital. So here exceptional case is there. In d orbital only 2 orbitals are take part, and that's why sp3d2 this type of hybridization is shown. Okay, due to we can say that d orbital is available. Okay, we can say that here in beryllium this type of d orbital is not available. Okay, but in magnesium this d type of orbital is available, as well as calcium also. Okay, in calcium also this d type of orbital is available, and that's why we can say that coordination number is 6. Okay, so this is a very simple. If you know electronic configuration and certain idea regarding this, then it will become very easy for you. Next one, BeO and BeOH twice. This one also learned in properties. BeO and BeOH twice, unlike the hydroxides of other elements in the group, are amphoteric in nature. They are amphoteric in nature. We already learned this one, which with the help of reactions also. So it's a very easy. Beryllium oxide and beryllium hydroxide, unlike the hydroxides of other elements in the group, because they are, we can say that, amphoteric in nature. Another, we can say that they are basic in nature, and that's why we can say that amphoteric is there. That's why it is a differ from another, we can say that, elements regarding alkaline earth metal. So write down these 3. It's a very easy. First of all, you go according to atomic and ionic size, then you go coordination number, and then you write down oxides, beryllium oxides and beryllium hydroxides with respect to amphoteric in nature and basic nature. So this is all about anomalous behavior of beryllium. Write down from this and write down this also, and understand what is meaning of electronic configuration, what is important of that, what is meaning of coordination number. Coordination number means what? beryllium is maximum attached with how many atom? That is known as coordination number. Okay, and another, suppose NaCl coordination number if you find out, then Na plus is surrounded by 6 Cl minus and Cl minus is surrounded by 6 Na plus. So coordination number of NaCl is 6. Okay, cesium chloride, this coordination number is 8 because in cube, just you know that one cube type of structure is there. So this is a one type of lattice in which we can say that here Cl, 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 and middle part it gives Cs plus. So Cs plus and Cl minus. So here Cs plus is surrounded by 8 Cl minus and Cl minus surrounded by 8 Cs plus, and that's why this coordination number is 8. And this is going on, and that's why it is considered as lattice structure. And this lattice enthalpy of beryllium is also very high. Ionization enthalpy is also very high. Ionic size is very less. Hydration enthalpy is also very high. And due to that, it shows anomalous behavior. And due to amphoteric nature, it is different from other elements accordingly alkaline earth metal. So write down this. Now here 10.8.1 diagonal relationship between beryllium and aluminium. That is, in beryllium and aluminium, which type of similarity we have to say, or say which type of similarity take place. So first of all, ionic radius of Be plus 2 is 31 picometer, which is the charge or say radius ratio divided by radius ratio, or say radius ratio is nearly the same as that of the Al plus 3 ion. That means Be plus 2 ion and Al plus 3 ion, that ionic radius is just same. Okay, hence beryllium resembles aluminium in some ways. So this is the first way, and similarities are, first, like aluminium, beryllium is not readily attacked by acids because of the presence of an oxide film, or say on the surface of the metals. Because of this small size, due to that we can say that they form oxide films. So this is very important. That is beryllium is not readily attacked by acids because of the presence of an oxide film on the surface of the metals, because they readily capture air. So oxygen they readily capture and produce, or say and form oxide film on the surface of the metals. Beryllium hydroxide dissolves in excess of alkali to give berylate ion. Okay, just as aluminium hydroxide gives aluminate ion. So this is the similarities. Here it gives berylate ion and here it gives aluminate ion, and that formula is BeOH4 2 minus and here AlOH4 minus. So this is the, we can say that similarities also there. And here BeCl2 and AlCl3 have Cl minus bridge chloride structure in vapor phase. Both the chlorides are soluble in organic solvents and are strong Lewis acids. Remember, this is a very important. You already learned Friedel-Crafts alkylation, acylation. In this we use this anhydrous aluminium chloride. You know this one very well. So this aluminium chloride is act as a catalyst. Okay, and that's why they are used as a Friedel-Crafts catalyst. And another is reagent is CS3Cl, or say CS3COCl, or say CS3CS2Cl. So this reagent is reacts and they produce CS3CH2 plus or CS3 plus, or we can say CS3CO plus. This type of which is considered as electrophile. Okay, so here electrophile is produced and they act as a, we can say that strong Lewis acid. Strong Lewis acid, remember this one. And that's why they are strong Lewis acid. They are used as a Friedel-Crafts catalyst. So this is all about, we can see that here. Friedel-Crafts catalyst you already learned in your hydrocarbon chapter. Electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. You already learned this. Okay. So this electrophile is there. Electrophile means what? Positive ion is produced. For example, suppose we can say that here CS3Cl is there plus AlCl3 is there. So here Cl minus is just give electrons to this. That's why AnCl4 minus plus CH3 plus, and this CH3 plus is known as methanium ion. This is positive ion, so attracted towards negative, so it is considered as electrophile. Okay, electrophilic reagent. So this is a important thing, and it is readily reacts with, and hydrochloric acid is also released from the benzene, and that's why we can say that H plus and Cl minus it gives HCl, and once again AlCl3 is obtained, and that's why it is used as Friedel-Crafts catalyst. Okay, so this is a explanation on the basis of, we can say that Friedel-Crafts catalyst as a strong base acid. Be plus 2 and Al plus 3 ion have strong tendency to form different types of complexes, just like BF4 2 minus and AlF6 3 minus. This one you learn K3LF6, potassium aluminium chloride, hexafluoride. This is nothing but cryolite. You learn this one Na3AlF6. Okay, this one you learn in your metallurgy chapter, so it's a very important. Okay, so this one you remember. And Be plus 2 Al plus 3 have a strong tendency to form complexes, BF4 2 minus and AlF6 3 minus in bauxite. Okay, in bauxite and alumina. So these are very important. So you remember it, and just you switch on to so you remember particular this similarities between beryllium and aluminium. So here you have to remember this aluminate is produced under strong acid acid, Friedel-Crafts catalyst. Same way BeCl2Cl3 have a bridge-like structure in a vapor. Okay, B plus 2 has strong tendency to form complexes, and that's why this, if you write this up to this, then you got 3 marks very easily. So it is a diagonal relationship between beryllium and aluminium. So lecture number 9 now we have finished. Now some important compound regarding, we can say that alkaline earth metal. Just we switch on this towards in lecture number 10, which is our last lecture. Okay, and you write down this from your NCERT textbook, and write it completely, read it, and just you understand from this particular sentences. Thank you.